Hey guys, it's Dr. Justin Marcagiani here. Today's video is going to be on using immune support to enhance your immune system. We did a long podcast today on this topic. We'll put the links down below where you can access that podcast if you want to dive in deeper on this topic. Also, let me know the things you're already doing that have worked for you to help enhance your immune system in the past. All right, so with the holiday season approaching, we have a lot more sugar consumption. We have a lot more holiday stress, a lot more obligations, a lot more last-minute shopping, consuming junk food, maybe staying up late, maybe consuming too much alcohol. A lot of these things are playing out, and what are you going to do about it? How are you going to enhance your immune system to keep your body strong and prevent potential infection? So one of the first things that I love to do is just making sure there's adequate levels of vitamin D. Take a look at your vitamin D levels on a blood test. You want about 50, I think it's ng per DL or ml in there. 50 is about where you want it. If you want to go a little bit higher, you can always go 70 to 100 if you're a more compromised immune system, have a history of cancer or autoimmune conditions. 70 to 100 is great. And getting your vitamin D levels up is a good first, easy, kind of cheap, no-brainer step. Next is making sure you have adequate levels of zinc. Zinc's very important. It helps with virus replication, which is very important for your immune system. Next, things like N-acetylcysteine or glutathione really help modulate your T regulatory cells, which do help balance out your immune system. If you're also prone to having like coughs and a lot of excess mucus, the N-acetylcysteine can be very helpful for excess mucus as well. I would also say my favorite herbals or medicinal mushrooms are going to be reishi, which helps with virus replication. There's compounds in there called triterpenes, which decrease virus replication. So how a virus works is it has to get into your cell. This is your cell. Your virus has to bond to the receptor site and then get into the cell, and then it replicates. And that replication process, the immune system starts to over-respond, and then you start having a lot more issues because of the virus is getting greater in numbers. So things like reishi is going to help. The triterpenes in there will decrease virus replication. The zinc will help as well. Also, getting adequate levels of vitamin D will also help. And then also, we talked about reishi. And also, there's compounds in there that help support and strengthen the immune system. So a virus has to enter your body and then bind to a receptor site. What if your Th1 natural killer cells can attack that virus before it actually goes into the receptor site? That's a possibility. That's why enhancing the natural killer cells is very helpful, like reishi, medicinal mushroom, very helpful. Cordyceps, shiitake, maitake, those are all different kinds of medicinal mushrooms. I like reishi the best. Very helpful at supporting your immune system. I'd also say very simple is avoiding high amounts of glucose or carbohydrate. Glucose and vitamin C look very similar. I think the chemical formula is like C6H12O6 for glucose. I think it's C6H10O6. Very similar molecular structure for vitamin C and glucose. So what happens is lots of carbohydrate, lots of glucose enters the bloodstream. It can bind to the same receptor sites as vitamin C, therefore decreasing your body's ability to utilize vitamin C to help your immune system. It's very possible that that is the case, and there's studies on that. So it's important that if you have any issues with your immune function, decrease your glucose. There's also studies looking at phagocyte index, which are like your immune cells that can gobble up bacteria and viruses. The more glucose and sugar you put in your bloodstream, it decreases the phagocyte index. So the little Pac-Men and Pac-Women in your bloodstream decrease, so you don't have the ability to gobble them up as much. That's very important. So you want to make sure you can gobble them up. So excess glucose, excess carbohydrates, more inflammatory grains, and alcohol are potentially going to cause a problem. So you really want to make sure that you are on top of that. Outside of that, we hit vitamin D, we hit vitamin C, we talked about diet, we talked about reishi, medicinal mushrooms. I would say one more thing would be astragalus is one of my favorites. Astragalus helps the immune system. It deactivates viruses. It supports the Th1 and Th2 immune response, helps support the spleen where a lot of B cells are made. So it's very helpful there. Again, you have two parts of the immune system. You have your Th1, which is like the special forces part of your immune system, where you have like your Navy SEALs and your Delta team and your Army Rangers that go in first. That's going to be your natural killer cells or your helper cells. That's your Th1. And then you have the infantry that comes way behind, right? That's your Th2. So having a good Th2 support to make healthy antibodies and also having a healthy Th1 support really helps you mobilize a great attack to go after any bacteria or viruses that could be a stressor on your immune system. Also add in some ginger too. Ginger is one of my favorite things. It helps with immune, lymphatic, drainage. It helps decrease viral adhesion, viruses adhering onto the mucous membranes and creating inflammation. So all of those things are possibilities that can make a big, big difference. And again, if you want to dive in deeper, take a look at that podcast below. I'll put the link there below. Make sure you subscribe. And if you want to dive in deeper with someone like myself, I'm available worldwide for clinical support. My colleagues are as well. I'll put the link below if you want to reach down and schedule. Make sure you subscribe as well. Let me know your experience. What have you done that's helped your immune system in the past due to some kind of an immune stress? Really curious, really want to know what you've done. All right, this is Dr. J here signing off. Hope you enjoyed today's video. We'll open it up for a couple of quick questions out of the gates here. All right. Dr. J, where can I get, the Matula tea. Oh, awesome question, Diane. Yeah, so justinhealth.com/Matula, METULLA. Let me just double check and make sure that's the right link. I'll do it for you live. All right, so yeah, I think it's going to be 2 L's on that, Diane. Let me just double check one more time. Email the office here, Diane. We'll get that link for you, but it's justinhealth.com/Matula, but there may be a spelling typo on that. So email us, Diane. I know we have some lingering H. pylori issues with yourself. Email the office and we'll take care of you. Office@justinhealth.com. Excellent. All right, let me keep rolling here. What's next? Okay, good questions. About the nebulizer. Yeah, we talked about nebulizing glutathione in the podcast. Really good questions. So here's my nebulizer here. I actually got it all cleaned up in between podcasts here. So I have a nice little case for it all. Here's how it looks. So I have my battery pack right here. I have my saline solution. I keep this all separate. My face mask and my charger. And this just goes like so. Pops right in, just like that. And you can undo it like that. Pops right in. Put the mask right on here as a little adapter, like so. That goes on. And the mask goes on top of that. That's simple. Just like that. And there's the battery part. So some lingering moisture in there. That's how it pops out. Now it's empty. That's it. So I just pack it up separately like this, keep it in here, and that way there's no problems. Just put this back up. So that's how that works. And we use the nebulized glutathione for that, which is super helpful. And then we use a clean saline solution. That way there's kind of minerals in there. It's kind of pH balanced, so it's not going to irritate your throat or nasal mucosa when you breathe it in. So very helpful. If you can't nebulize glutathione, would you recommend an oral reduced glutathione? Yeah, definitely. So you can do a liposomal glutathione, you can do a reduced glutathione, or you do the reduced one with the bicarbonate in there. justinhealth.com/glutathione. You can find the one from Naturals. That's the link, justinhealth.com/glutathione. We'll put the link down below. This coconut milk, coconut flour, and other coconut products contain high amounts of histamine. I don't know about that. Anytime you start processing foods, histamine's a potential. Coconut oil should not be high in histamine, but it's possible with the more refined stuff it could be. So if you're having histamine issues, it's good to just cut out refined food in general for at least a week or two to see if you help. It helps, and then you add things back in one at a time. I heard you mention monolaurin this morning. Would you get the same or close to the same effect with MCT oil or coconut oil? No, you won't, because it's more therapeutic. It's kind of like MCT oil is like, 7x more MCT than 1 tablespoon of coconut oil, right? It's a concentration thing. So if you want a good monolaurin, I have one called Monolaurin Synergy. Monolaurin Synergy, that's a really good one. 6 to 9 capsules. That breaks up biofilms. It's very helpful. What would you consider a safe general dose of probiotics for gut infection? So 2 to 4 capsules on my ProBioFlora is excellent. That's a 16 species Lactobacillus bifidobacter infantis blend. Dr. J, does Dustin Health does diet planning? Do you have international shipping? Yes, we do. I mean, everything's a little bit up in the air with COVID. Some countries have different protocols now. So COVID's kind of messed a lot of this stuff up. So just kind of know what your country's kind of protocol is, and We ship everything through a professional shipping company, so it's all, done very well. I typically recommend right now probably avoiding USPS and going more like private, like UPS or FedEx right now to make it go faster. I'm just having a little bit of issues with countries and things getting lagged at customs. And then outside of that, we do a lot of diet planning. I mean, I keep it really simple. I have a lot of handouts and diet recommendation and meal prep and things like that. And then I also have a couple of meal services where they'll actually make the meals for you too, which is helpful. What other supplements are there besides charcoal to help with questionable meals? You could do activated charcoal. You could do bentonite clay as well. Those are all good things. You could always do some kind of a zeolite or a modified citrus pectin as well. I heard a chiropractor say that sugar can numb pain. I'm not sure about numbing it, but it can definitely irritate the nerves for sure. I mean, it can create oxidative stress and cause glycation. So I'm not sure about numbing the pain. I think it can drive more inflammation overall, but I'm not sure the context of what they mean by numbing it though. Do you suggest taking aspirin on a regular basis to get toxins out of your blood? I mean, there are other ways you can thin out your blood besides aspirin. Number one, if you were to do aspirin, try to do like a white willow bark, something more natural in a whole herbal form. When you concentrate these herbs and you take the, let's say the active constituents, a lot of times there's antioxidants within the whole herb. So it's better taking the whole herb than just the active aspirin, for instance. But you're better off using like ginger or nattokinase or lumbrokinase or serrapeptidase to thin your blood in the long run, okay? With the holidays here, if you eat something you shouldn't, should you take activated charcoal with the food or take it after? You can do it, after or with. Just try to do it within that hour or so before it enters your small intestine. But I just recommend I have a little pill thing I bring with me with some activated charcoal, some extra enzymes, some glutathione or NAC and vitamin C. So if I drink a little bit, if I know I'm going to drink, like over the weekend, I know I had a couple glasses of champagne. I just took a couple of grams of glutathione and vitamin C ahead of time. And then I took a little bit of activated charcoal during it and then felt great, no problem. The only issue is your buzz does not last that long when you go out and drink. So your buzz goes away pretty fast. So it's kind of nice because I only drink 1 or 2 drinks. So the time I'm finished with my meal, I feel totally fine. And, with my height to weight ratio, I could do 3 or 4. So I keep it under 2. That way I can be safe. And then the glutathione and the activated charcoal makes a huge difference. Have been feeling like I'm slowly losing function of my whole left side, always left arm numbness, taking Saruda for the heart. What kind of test should I test for to see what's going on? I mean, that's weird. Having a whole left body thing is weird. Anytime I see weird neurological things, I always go to like autoimmune. But I mean, just ruling out there's no like stroke issue or some kind of a head trauma issue, traumatic brain injury, things like that, then I would probably see a good functional neurologist, kind of chiropractor to assess things from a neurological side of the fence. But I would probably look at all the things that can affect autoimmunity, gut and hormones and nutrients and infections. A good history reveals a lot too. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed today's video here. If you did, click down below, subscribe. If you want to reach out to myself personally, I'm here for your support as well. Link below. You guys have a phenomenal day. Take care, y'all. Bye now.